silent cinema quickly learned to make people laugh. What started out as simple slapstick grew into the richest visual comedy the screen has ever known. From it emerged four great comedians: Harry Langdon, Harold Lloyd, Buster Keaton, and there were two great comedy producers in the silent days, Max Sennett and Hal Roach.
Max Sennett was an Irish blacksmith before he was an actor, and Roach was a truck driver before he was an actor. So we had a little something in common. We were both Irish. And we were, despite what the press said, we were friendly.
Max Sennett developed the style of knockabout comedy that's still known by his name.
He had a broad sense of the visual ridiculous, and he played that to the hilt. I mean, in the early days of broad slapstick comedy where you threw everybody and everybody fell down like the Keystone Cops and things like that, Sennett was a master of that kind of comedy.
Thanks to machinery like this cyclorama, Sennett's studio came to be called the Fun Factory. In 1909, Max Sennett was given the lead by D.W. Griffith in The Curtain Pole, an American version of the French chase films. Griffith assigned Sennett to direct comedies.
He absolutely worshipped Griffith. He'd walk with Griffith about 23 blocks from Griffith's home to the Biograph studio every morning and walk with him back and want to hear the master talk. He'd want to listen to him. Yes, he worshipped him, absolutely worshipped him.
Sennett left Griffith to set up his own independent company, Keystone Comedies. He appeared in many of these himself. Based in Los Angeles, he took every advantage the city offered, like this 1914 military parade. Sennett saves money on extras, and on actors, too. He plays the director himself. Sennett had a remarkable ability to spot talent. The young lady with the powerful kick is an English comedian named Charlie Chaplin.
A great many of the comedians working for Sennett were English, and a great many other comedians that were working for other people over here were English. And because the vaudeville, music hall, pantomime shows in England produced a great many very fine comedians and comediennes.
We never wrote anything. Everything was spoken. He'd divide us up into twos, and we'd have to get up a story for this comic, or for this comic, or for that kind. We were assigned to various comics, and we had to bring up a story of some kind. Our story was very simple, usually just a clothesline to hang gags on.
There was the old-fashioned pratfall, which is almost self-explanatory. You either went bump and hit on your behind, or you go a little higher and hit on your back. And the directors in those days, if your fall wasn't high enough, he'd say, I want to see a little more light, please. And you'd have to go higher. Then there was the stiff back, where you'd be walking along the street and a fellow would come out here with a broom, hit you right in the face, and you'd do a stiff back. You wouldn't move your feet. Your heels would stay right where they are, and your shoulders and heels hit at the same time. Then there was 108. That's the old fall where you're walking along the street and you step on a bar of soap. You go up in the air and you lay out in the air like that. It's flat. Boom, and you come down. Of course, the flatter you land, the better it is for you, because it's not a one-point landing, it's an all-point landing. And those were the three basic falls of the old comedies. And if you couldn't do those, you couldn't do comedies. Even the gals used to do them. Some pretty damn good pratfalls.